Awesome. Okay, thank you so much for joining me for a 75-minute yoga class. We're going to start with 3 rounds of sun salutes to warm up our body, and then we will hop into 26 into yoga, 26 postures into breathing exercises. I'm going to adjust this camera a little bit. Cool. If at any point in class something does not feel right for your body, remember that you can modify postures, you can do something else, or you can skip them entirely. Yoga can be challenging at times, and that's great, but we're never going to a point of pain, a point where we could cause harm to ourselves or others. For the sun salutes, you're going to come towards the top of your mat with your feet close together. I'm going to stand back a bit and show you in periphery. Take a moment with your arms down by your side, standing up nice and tall. Drop your shoulders, lift your chest. Bring your hands together at heart center. And we'll begin with 3 rounds of Surya Namaskar, a sun salute. As you inhale, lift your arms up overhead, look up as if you're saluting or greeting the sun. Exhale, bend your knees, fold forward, hands to floor, relax your head. Inhale, lengthen into a halfway lift. You can have your hands on your thighs, your shins, or the floor in front of you. Exhale, bend your knees, put your hands on the floor, and step back into a high plank or tabletop position. On your next exhale, hug your elbows in and lower down, hover above the floor. Inhale, come up into a back bend. You can do cobra with elbows bent and thighs on the floor, or up dog with arms straight and thighs off the floor. Exhale, tuck your toes under, lift your hips up for down dog. You can pedal out your legs, bend one knee, straighten the other, and then press your heels to the floor, hips to the ceiling, drop your head, look for your thighs behind you. If down dog is not speaking to you, come down onto your knees, take a child's pose instead, sink your hips down as you stretch your arms forward. On your next inhale, hands to the floor, look forward, step forward, lengthen, halfway lift. Slowly exhale, fold, relax your head. Inhale, arms with your ears, hands together, lift up, look up. Exhale, hands down at heart center. 2 more. Inhale, lift your arms, look up. Exhale through your nose, fold. Inhale, lengthen, back flat, hips over heels. Exhale, hands to floor. Let's step back into that high plank or tabletop, and let's hold the plank for a moment. If that lowering down motion doesn't work for you, skip it, go straight from your plank or tabletop directly into your down dog or child's pose. Otherwise, hug your elbows in and lower down halfway. Inhale, come up into your back bend. If you're doing up dog, thighs off the floor. Exhale, lift your hips up for down dog, or sink your hips down for child's pose. If you're doing down dog, notice if you're putting all of your weight in your wrists. Spread your fingers wide, root down through all 28 knuckles in the space between your index finger and thumb. On your next inhale, look forward, step forward, lengthen, shoulders out of ears. Slowly exhale, fold. Inhale, biceps with ears, lift up, look. Exhale, hands down. Last one, inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step back, high plank, keep exhaling, lower down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Last down dog, if you're doing it, try to get your heels to the floor. If your heels don't naturally touch the floor, you can try taking a wider stance. If you have tight hamstrings, you're welcome to micro bend your knees so that you're not putting too much weight on the backs of your legs. Otherwise, press your thighs back, drop your head down. Inhale, look forward, step forward, lengthen, shoulders out of ears. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, lift up. Exhale, hands down. Wonderful, so that's our little warm up. We will now hop into 26 and 2 yoga. Come to the middle of your mat with your feet close together, toes, heels touching nicely. We're gonna start with 2 rounds of pranayama, deep breathing, standing deep breathing, warming up our lungs. Feet together, toes, heels touching nicely. Interlock your 10 fingers, cross your thumbs, glue your knuckles underneath your chin. Rock your weight into your heels. Relax your shoulders down away from your ears. You made it to class. Concentrate, meditate, and begin. Inhale, chin down and arms up. Breathe in through your nose. Lift your elbows up. Suck your stomach in. Fill up your lungs. Exhale, head up. Exhale through your mouth. HA, sound, head back. Arms forward, elbows touch. Good. Inhale. Elbows out and arms up. Slowly bring your chin down, look straight ahead. Lift your elbows all the way up, breathe deep, full lungs. Exhale, head up, slowly push your head back. Look way, way, way back for the wall behind you. Arms forward, elbows touch, pointing forward. Inhale, head down, breathe in through your nose. Down through your throat to the very bottom of your lungs. Exhale, head up as you exhale, open your mouth wide. Look back, arms forward, elbows touch. Inhale, head down, keep the weight in your heels, lift your kneecaps, squeeze your glutes, lock your legs. Exhale, head up, weight stays in your heels, hips a little forward, hip muscles contracting, thigh muscles tight. Inhale, head down as you inhale. Suck your stomach in, depression to abdominal wall, contraction to abdominal muscles. Exhale, even as you exhale, abdomen in. Shoulders down, elbows up, triceps parallel to the floor. Inhale, head down. This is the last breath in the first set. Spine a little longer, elbows a little higher, lungs a little fuller. Suck your stomach in, breathe deep, full lungs. Exhale, head up, take your time. Eyes open, hips forward, legs locked, stomach in. Keep exhaling, push, squeeze, elbows touch. Good, change, arms down. You can roll out your shoulders and head. Second set, feet together. Interlock your fingers, but switch the grip, other thumb, pinky finger on top. Bring all of your knuckles under your chin like glue. Squeeze your thighs, squeeze your butt, grow taller out of the base of your spine, and begin. Inhale, chin down and arms up, breathing in through your nose. Lift your elbows up, suck your stomach in, fill up your lungs. Exhale, head up, exhale through your mouth. Slowly tilt your head back, stretch your arms forward, elbows touch. Inhale, head down for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Full lungs. Exhale, head up for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Elbows touch. 1. Inhale, head down. Use the full 6 seconds to inhale. Take in more and more and more air. Exhale, head up. Use the full 6 seconds to exhale. Synchronize your breath with your body movements. Elbows touch when your lungs are empty. Inhale, head down. Just the neck and arms are moving. Lower body stays still like a statue. Exhale, head up. So just your head tips back. No backward bending. Pull the abdomen in. Lift the chest up. Reach the arms forward. Elbows touch. Inhale, head down. Every new inhale, you want to take in more air than the last breath to expand your lung capacity. Exhale, head up. The more you exhale here, the more fresh oxygen you can take in on your next breath. Push the air out. Inhale, head down. So make this the deepest breath so far. Breathing into the top of the lungs, middle of the lungs, bottom of the lungs, full lungs. Exhale, head up. In our day-to-day life, we don't really use the full lung capacity, but the lungs need to be worked out like any other part of the body. Inhale, head down. This is the last breath. Second set, deepest breath of your life. When your lungs are totally full, surprise yourself. Take in one more sip of air. Exhale, head up. Let it all go through the exhale breath. Any worries, any cares, be here now. Elbows touch. Change. Arms down. We'll continue Ardha Chandrasana with Padasana, half moon with hands to feet pose. Feet together. Inhale your arms over your head sideways, palms together. Interlock fingers. Release index fingers, cross thumbs. Nice tight grip. Stretch up and bend right and left, right and left. Every time you pass through the middle, stretch up a little taller, like you're trying to touch the ceiling. And when you can't stretch anymore, come to stop in the middle. Bring the weight into your heels, press your hips a little forward, squeeze your palms together, lean your upper body back, touch your biceps to your ears. Inhale, breathing, stretch up out of your waist, try to touch the ceiling. Exhale, breathing, absolutely straight line, slowly bend your body to the right. Without bending your elbows, without bending your knees, continuously push your hips to the left beyond your flexibility, creating a tremendous stretching feeling in the left side of your body. It's worth noting that I'm not mirroring you, so it might look like I'm bending to the right when in fact I'm bending to the left. You are welcome. Sorry, it might look like I'm bending to the left when I'm bending to the right. Said that the wrong way. Now you're even more confused. I'm bending to the right, pushing my hips to the left. But depending on how your Zoom is set up, that might look the opposite. You are welcome to follow my words or my body. Either way, we will do the right side of postures first. Keep the weight in your heels, squeeze your palms together, lengthen your arms, come down, push, 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 change, inhale to come up, stop in the middle. Root down through your heels, lift up through your waistband. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, slowly bend to the left as you push your hips to the right. So you're stretching the right side body, toning the left side body, don't collapse. Lift your chin, lift your chest. It's a very proud posture. You have a lot to be proud of for practicing yoga today. Good for you. Keep the weight in your heels. Push your hips a little forward. Squeeze your palms together. Upper body back. Touch your biceps to your ears. Push your right hip a little forward. Get your 2 hips in line. Now bring your left shoulder forward. Open your chest. like a flower petal blooming. Come down, push, push, push. Change. Inhale to come up. First back bend of the day. Take a deep breath, full lungs, keep your eyes open. Relax your head back as far as it goes. You can give your head a gentle shake. Look for the floor behind you. Squeeze your butt, lift your chest, and immediately bring your arms back with your ears. Try to touch the wall behind you. So whole spine back bending from coccyx to the neck, lower back, middle back, and upper back. Bend your total spine backward bending. Keep the weight in your heels. Lock your legs. Inhale, breathing. Push stomach, thighs, hips. Everything forward. Arms back. Look back. Fall back. Way back. Go back. More back. Change. Inhale to come up. Stretch up. Lengthen. And then slowly exhale. Fold. Arms with ears. Hands to floor. Relax your head. Go for a walk. Move your hips. Shake your head. This is a U-turn from back bending to forward folding. At the beginning of class, your spine might not be quite warmed up yet. Move your hips to get your lower back nice, relaxed, comfortable, easy, and flexible. Padasana, hands to feet pose, bend your knees halfway. You can grab the backs of your calves, your Achilles, or your heels from underneath. Step on all 10 fingers. Pull on your heels, roll your weight into your toes, and lift your hips up. Stretch your upper body down from the lower spine to the floor. Pulling is the object of stretching. You're trying to create a tremendous stretching feeling on the back of your body, all over, inside out, bones to skin, fingers to toes with a smiling, happy face. It's kind of poetic. Keep pulling, keep stretching, keep breathing. Roll forward, lift your hips up, push your knees back, stretch your spine down. Good, change, come up, biceps with ears, knees can bend as you lift. Good, arms down, and you stand a little taller. Second set, feet together, inhale your arms over your head sideways, palms together. Switch the grip, interlock fingers, release index fingers, cross thumbs. Root down through your heels, thighs a little forward, biceps back with ears. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, slowly bend to the right as you press your hips to the left, still breathing in and out through the nose as you create a tremendous stretching feeling on the left side of your body, all over, inside out, bones to skin, fingers to toes. Keep the weight in your heels, push your hips a little forward, squeeze your palms together, upper body back, touch your biceps to your ears. Notice if your right elbow or knee are starting to bend. Lock your right arm, lock your right leg, breathe through your nose, come down, push, push, push. Change, inhale to come up, reset. Hips forward, arms back, stretch up, and slowly bend to the left as you press your hips to the right. Keep the weight in your heels. Press your hips a little forward, squeeze your palms together, upper body back, touch your biceps to your ears. Push your right hip a little forward to get your two hips in line. Now bring your left shoulder forward, open your chest like a flower petal blooming. Come down, push, lock your legs. Come down, push, lock your arms. Come down, push. Change, inhale to come up, second heart opener. Take a deep breath, full lungs, keep your eyes open, relax your head back as far as it goes. Look for the floor behind you, squeeze your butt, lift your chest, and bring your arms back with your ears. So whole spine back bending, lower back, middle back, upper back, and the whole front of the body stretching, your hips, your abdomen, your chest, your armpits. Keep the weight in your heels, push stomach, thighs, hips forward, lift your chest up a little bit, and then push your arms back, look back, fall back, way back, go back, more back, change. Inhale to come up, stretch up first, and then exhale, fold with a flat back, straight spine, hinge at your hips, hands to floor, drop your head, go for another walk, move your hips, shake your head. Notice what's a little bit more loose in the second set, what's still a little tighter, tender. There's no right or wrong. Second set, Padasana, bend your knees halfway. You can grab the backs of your calves, your Achilles, or your heels from underneath. Pull on your heels, roll your weight into your big toes, and lift your hips up. Stretch your upper body down from the lower spine to the floor. Pulling is the object of stretching. Can you wrap your elbows back a little bit more? Elbows together. Pull on your heels. Roll your weight into your toes. Lift your hips up. Push your knees back. Try to lock your legs. Good. Change. Come up. Arms with ears. Try to lift up with a flat back rather than rounding out. Good. Arms down. And you stand a little taller. Awkward Utkatasana, step your right foot to the right about hip width distance, maybe 6 inches or so. Insides of your feet perfectly parallel like 11s. Arms up, parallel to the floor. Tricep muscles tight, fingertips active. Abdomen in, bend your knees, sit back and down into a chair. Feet flat position, spine straight to begin with. 100% of your body weight in your heels. Sit down halfway only, hips into a chair. Suck your stomach in and lean your upper body back. Depression to abdominal wall, contraction to abdominal muscles. Suck your stomach in, hold it in tight. Bring a little bit more weight back into your heels. Now lift your chin up, chest up, lean back, fall back, way back. Change, inhale to come up, keep your arms there. Push your hips a little forward so your lower back lengthens. Spread your toes wide. Now come up all the way on your tippy toes like a ballerina. Stretch up, bend your knees, and sit down. Keep lifting your heels up as you sit. Heels a little higher, knees a little higher, spine straight. Sit down into a chair, but don't sit below a chair. Change, inhale to come up. Last part, still breathing. Squeeze your knees together. Keep the insides of your feet parallel. Let your heels come a little off the floor and slowly sit down. Take your time and listen to your body. Stop whenever you want, or keep sitting down, and then stop when there's a ½ inch gap between your hips and your heels. So you want to stay a little lifted the whole time. Squeeze your knees together and forward, thighs parallel to the floor, arms parallel to the thighs, spine perfectly straight. From the side, looks like you're holding a box. Change, slowly come up, knees together. Good, heels down, right foot back, arms and shoulders down. Take a breath. Second set, step your right foot to the right, same footprint, hip width distance, insides your feet parallel, arms up, parallel to the floor. Use your triceps so that if your shoulders are tensing up, squeeze the triceps, drop the shoulders down, fingertips active, bend your knees, stick your butt out, sit back and down. So you can fold forward to get to your thighs parallel to the floor, weight in your heels, abdomen in, and start to lift up. Keep the triceps tight, fingertips together, fingertips active, shoulders soft, stomach in more. Lift your chin up, chest up. Change. Keep your arms there as you come up. Press your hips a little forward. Lift your heels, stretch up, and sit down. Keep lifting the heels a little higher, knees a little higher. Press your shins forward, lean back, sit down, breathe, and change. Inhale to come up. Last part, still breathing. Squeeze your knees together. Let your heels come a little off the floor, and slowly sit down. Take your time. Listen to your body. Squeeze your knees together and forward. So rather than like resting all the way down, you want to stay a little lifted. Knees together and forward, abdomen in, triceps tight, fingertips together. Change, slowly come up. Good, heels down, right foot back, arms down. Eagle pose, Garasana. We're gonna do the right side first. Inhale your arms over your head, big stretch up. Exhale, swing right arm, under left arm, right elbow, under left elbow. Cross first at your elbows. Again, if you can at your wrists. One day, palms together, thumbs towards your face. You can also interlock fingers, grab a thumb, or grab your shoulders and give yourself a big bear hug. Pull your elbows down. One day, fingertips go below the nose. Bend your knees, sit back and down, stay down there, and bring your right leg over your left leg as high as possible. Right over left, cross twist and breathe. In and out through your nose. If your foot is coming out, sit down more. If you're losing your balance, arch your upper body back, bring your knees to the right, upper body to the left, twist like ropes, sit back and down, lean your upper body back at the end. Good, change, feet together, arms over your head. Let's do the left side, big stretch up, and swing the left arm, zoom, under right arm, left under right, palms together, thumbs towards your nose, pinkies away from your face. Pull your elbows down, bend your knees, sit back and down, hips into a chair, stay down there, and bring your left leg over your right leg as high as possible, left over right, cross twist, and breathe. This side might feel a little or a lot different for you. It does for me, and that's okay. That's like part of yoga, is just noticing like, this side is a little tighter than the other side, right? That's normal. Bring your knees a little to the left, upper body to the right. You want wrists over elbows, elbows over knees, knees over ankle. Bring the weight back into your heel, sit down, and lean back. Good, change, feet together, arms over your head, right to second set. Swing right arm, under left arm. Try to get the fingertips in line, pull the elbows down, one day fingers below the nose, bend your knees, sit back and down. Try to keep your hips low, lean back, and bring right leg over left leg. Think hamstring over quadricep. Push your left hip a little forward, two hips in line, right shoulder a little forward, open your chest like a flower petal blooming. Notice if the weight is in your big toe. Bring the weight back into your heel. You can stick your butt out a little bit, fold forward, sit down, and lean back. Good, change, feet together, arms over your head. Last one, here we go. The left arm, under right arm, pull elbows down, sit back and down. Try to keep your hips low in a chair, and bring your left leg over your right leg, still breathing. So right hip a little forward, left shoulder a little forward. Now bring right knee to right and left knee to left, right elbow to right and left elbow to left. Feel deep compression running down the center line of your body among all your major joints. Sit down and lean back. Good, change, feet together, arms over your head, arms down. Party time, you can grab a sip of water if you want. Cheers, friends. Okie doke, let us continue. Standing head to knee, Dandayamana, Janushirasana. Shift your weight to your left leg, lock your left leg, squeeze your left thigh tight. Lift your right leg up, can point your toes, flex your toes. Notice the difference. You want to keep your toes flexed back to your face the whole time. Notice if one hip is way higher than the other, you want to move the right hip down so your two hips are in line. Evenly distribute your body weight on your left foot without grabbing the floor with your toes. Option to stay here, or as you're ready, round down and eventually pick up your right foot. All 10 fingers interlocked, webbing to webbing grip. From start to finish, standing legs should be solid, concrete, one piece, lamppost, unbroken. You have no knee. If you've been coming for a while, all of you have, you know your left leg is locked, no bend, no wobble. Inhale, breathing slowly, gently, lift your right leg up. Stretch it forward until your right leg is exactly parallel to the floor. No higher, that's too easy. No lower, that can hurt your back. Standing leg locked. If you fell out, hop back in. Take a breath, kick your heel forward, flex your toes back. If both legs lock, start to bend elbows down. Touch elbows to calf muscles. One day, elbows go below the calf muscles. Lock your knee, lock your knee, lock your knee. Change. Slowly reverse out. Shift your weight to your right leg, squeeze your right thigh tight, and lift your left leg up. You can point your toes, flex your toes, keep your toes flexed back to your face. Notice if the left hip is lifting up, left hip forward and down, two hips in line. Contract your inner thigh, outer thigh, lift your kneecap, squeeze your glute, option to stay here, or as you're ready, round forward and pick up your left foot. All 10 fingers interlocked, even your thumb under your foot. So you want to use the muscles in your standing leg to keep the bones and joints stable. Face relaxed the whole time. When you're ready, inhale, breathing, slowly, gently lift your left leg up. Press your heel forward, flex your toes back. If your standing leg is bending and wobbling a lot, think about lifting your hips up and pressing your knee back a little bit so your knee is over your ankle. Notice if your heel is turning in and your knee is turning out, that's the hip opening. Move your left heel to the left, two hips in line. If both legs lock, puff up your chest and bend elbows down. Touch elbows to calf muscles one day. Elbows go below the calf muscles. Lock your knee, lock your knee, lock your knee. Change. Slowly reverse out. You can put your hands on your back, do a little back bend, or a knee bend. Second set. Shift your weight to your left leg, squeeze your left thigh tight, lift your right leg up, flex your toes back, squeeze your left glutes, and as you're ready, round down and pick up your right foot. All 10 fingers interlocked. I've already fallen out. That's probably not a good sign. All 10 fingers interlocked, webbing to webbing grip. Concentrate, meditate. Don't forget to have fun. Here we go. Lift your right leg up. If both legs lock, bend elbows down. Elbows go below calf muscles. Slowly tuck your chin to your chest. Put your forehead on your knee. Hold and breathe for 3, 2, 1. As you're ready, slowly come out, step by step, no rush. Good for you. Last one, shift your weight to your right leg. Wipe your hands if you need to, lift your left leg up, flex your toes back, round down, pick up your foot. All 10 fingers interlocked. Relax your face, engage your abdominal wall, lock your standing leg, flex your toes back, and lift your left leg up. If both legs lock, bend elbows down. You want to go step by step. Elbows go below calf muscles. Slowly tuck your chin to your chest. Put your forehead on your knee. Hold and breathe. 3, 2, 1. Take your time as you reverse out, step by step. Good for you. Standing bow pulling pose, Dandayamana, Dhanurasana. After that rounded spine posture, we're going to do a nice back bend. Bring your right hand up, elbow touches the body, palm faces the ceiling. Bring your hand out to the right. Give yourself a high five for practicing yoga today. Yes, reach back without turning or twisting your wrist. Pick up the inside of your right foot at the ankle bone, thumb with your index finger, left arm up and back, right hip forward and down, knees together to start. Lock your left leg, point your right toes, Lift your chin, take a breath, stretch up. And when you're ready, slowly charge your body forward. Simultaneously kick your right leg back and up. Take your time. At first, just find a place where you can balance. Breathe. And back bend. Keep your chin and chest lifted. Once you've got the breath, the balance, the control, then start to slowly, with control, come down parallel to the floor. See the foot come directly over the top of your head. From the side, 2 heels in line. Kick back and up. In other words, 2 shoulders in line. Touch your chin to your shoulder, shoulder blade, scapula, stretching away from the body. Kicking, stretching, equal, simultaneous. 50-50, the harder you kick, you can balance forever. Body down more, leg up more. Kick, kick, kick. Change, beautiful. Slowly come up, that's so nice. Bring your left hand up, out to the left, reach back without turning or twisting your wrist. Pick up the inside of your left foot at the ankle, thumb with your index finger, right arm up and forward, right arm up and back, left hip forward and down, knees together. So you want to start with your hips in line, just like the last posture. Lift your chin, lift your shoulder, take a breath, stretch up. And when you're ready, slowly kick into your hand. Simultaneously charge your body forward. So again, kicking and stretching equal, simultaneous, 50-50. If you fall out, hop back in, kick even harder. Kick your heel away from your butt. You are kicking in 2 directions. You are kicking up and you're kicking back. Create maximum space between your right fingertips and your left fingertips. Slide the right shoulder forward, left shoulder back. Make sure you're still breathing in and out through your nose. All 5 fingers together, thumb with index finger. Palm of your right hand faces the floor. Keep your tricep muscle tight. Right shoulder forward, left shoulder back. Body down more, leg up more. Kick, kick, kick. Change, slowly come up. Feet together, arms down, take a breath. Good, second set, bring your right hand up, out to the right, reach back, pick up the inside of your right foot at the ankle, left arm up and back, right hip forward. So you're already letting the right shoulder relax back. Lock your left leg, point your right toes, take a breath, lift your chin, stretch up. And when you're ready, slowly charge your body forward, simultaneously kick your right leg back and up. So eventually 2 heels are in line, right? That's why you have to come down and then you kick all the way up to the ceiling. One day you do the standing splits. Why not today? Body down more, leg up more, charge your body forward, kick, kick, kick. Good, change slowly. Kick yourself up, okay. Last one, bring your left hand up, out to the left, reach back without turning or twisting your shoulder. Pick up the inside of your left foot. Right arm up, left hip forward, knees together. Lift your right kneecap, point your left toes, lift your chin, look up, stretch up, and slowly kick, stretch, breathe. Kick into your hand, stretch forward, breathe through your nose. Can you touch your shoulder to your chin? So slide the right shoulder forward, relax the left shoulder back and come down parallel to the floor. Best way to fall is forward, body down more, leg up more, kick, kick, kick. Good, change slowly, kick yourself up. Okay, come to the back of your mat, Tula Dandasana balancing stick. This next posture is only 10 seconds. Yay, you have to make up your mind to use 100% of your strength. In half a second, if you're late, it's over. Feet together, inhale your arms over your head, palms together, interlock fingers, release index fingers, cross thumbs, lean back. Step your right foot forward, take a moment here, get your balance to your right foot, stretch up, lock both legs, point your left toes, and when you're ready, come down like a slow moving seesaw. Eventually, arms, body, head, legs, everything parallel to the floor. So from the side, body makes a T like Tom, but not a broken umbrella. Body down more, leg up more, stretch, stretch, stretch. Change, left foot down, right foot back, big stretch up. Use your core strength to create space between the vertebrae. Step your left foot forward. Shift your weight to your left foot like you're on a balance beam. Stretch up, point your right toes, and when you're ready, come down slowly with control. So you want to go down slowly rather than flinging yourself into it. Slowly bring the chest down, chin forward, leg up, point your right toes, right foot a little to the right, stretch. Change, right foot down, left foot back, arms down, slow, take a breath. Second set, arms over your head, big stretch up. Interlock fingers, switch the grip. Release index fingers, cross thumbs. Touch your biceps to your ears so it's a little hard to hear me. Step your right foot forward, lock both legs, stretch up. Point your left toes, and when you're ready, come down. Again, slowly with control. Should take you a little bit of time to get parallel to the floor. From here, left foot to the left hip down, body down, leg up, stretch, stretch, stretch. Change, left foot down, right foot back, big stretch up. Step your left foot forward. Move your right hip forward to square off your hips. Point your right toes and tilt. Abdomen in the whole time. Look a little forward just beyond your eyebrows so your neck is long. Whole spine is flat. Whole spine is stretching. Body down, leg up, stretch, stretch, stretch. Change, right foot down, left foot back, arms down. Enough of that. Come to the top of your mat. You're welcome to face the long side of your mat for the next 3 postures. I will face you. Standing, separate leg stretching. Dandayamana Vikatapada Paschimottanasana. Inhale your arms over your head sideways, big stretch up. Exhale, step your right foot to the right, big step, 4 feet minimum, arms down parallel to the floor. You can point your toes forward or turn your toes in a little bit, pigeon toe your feet. That'll internally rotate your pelvis. Lock your legs, lift your chest, and swan dive forward. Go down with a flat back, straight spine. Lots of options. If your knees are bending, put your hands on the floor in front of you. Roll forward, lift your hips up, push your knees back, lock your legs. From here, see if you can grab your pinky toes, the outsides of your feet, or eventually your heels from behind, step on all 10 fingers. Everybody roll forward. Lift your hips up, find your edge, push your knees back, lock your legs, catch your breath. First the leg stretching, then the hip stretching, lower spine, full body stretching, 360-degree angle stretching, coccyx to toes, coccyx to forehead, touch your forehead to the floor, in between your feet. Change, slowly come up, take your time, no rush. Good, step your right foot back to the place, arms over your head. Excuse me, slowly arms down. Second set, inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, step right foot to the right. Can turn your toes in or point them forward. Lock your legs, lift your chest and go down. Hinge at your hips so your knees never bend, spine never rounds. Grab your heels from behind. You can take a smaller or larger step if it helps you grab your feet. If you have a grip on your feet, bend your elbows back, elbows to calves. Lift your shoulders, shoulders to ceiling, belly button to spine. Stomach in, everybody roll forward. Lift your hips up, push your knees back, keep pulling, keep stretching. Stretch your spine down, touch your head to the floor, in between your feet. Good, change, slowly come up without bending the knees or rounding the spine. Good, step your right foot back, arms over your head, slowly with control, arms down, hold still. Triangle, Trikonasana. Inhale your arms over your head, big stretch up. Exhale, step your right foot to the right, big step, probably even a bigger step than the last posture. Arms down parallel to the floor. Push your hips forward, lean your upper body back. Turn your right foot out, maybe left toes in a little bit. Inhale, bend your right leg and lunge. You can bounce a couple times to help warm up the knees and hips. You can take a wider or shorter step if it helps you. Sit as low as you can, lean back and move your arms at the same time. Right elbow in front of the knee, hover your fingertips between your big and second toe. Don't touch the floor, don't push any weight on the floor. Look up to the ceiling, touch your chin to your shoulder, profile of your face visible to the side of your mat. Push your left hip forward and down. Push your right knee back with the help of your elbow. Now turn, twist upper body back like spine twisting posture. Sit down more, chest up more. Get your right thigh off of your right ribs off of your right thigh. Lock your left leg, keep your left foot flat on the floor. Change, rotate your arms, straighten your right leg, right toes in, left toes out. Quick check, make sure your heels are in line, not crisscross. Okay, inhale, bend your left leg. And again, you can take a bigger or smaller step if it helps you to sit down. If your knee is way beyond your ankle, take a bigger step. You want your knee over your ankle, not beyond it. That takes weight away from the kneecap. Sit down, lean back, and move your arms at the same time. Elbow in front of the knee. Aim your fingertips towards your big toe rather than your heel. Look up to the ceiling, stretch your fingertips all the way up to the ceiling so your arms are at 6 and 12 o'clock. Squeeze your triceps tight. Actively reach your right arm up, stretch your left arm down, feel a huge opening across your chest. Bend your left knee, drop your right hip down, so now the hips are opening too. Bring the left rib cage forward, chest is opening like a flower petal blooming. Turn, twist, Lock your right leg. Keep your whole right foot, even your pinky toe, flat on the floor. Change. Rotate your arms. Straighten your left leg. Left toes in. Right foot back. Arms over your head. Arms down. Take a breath. My treat to you is that second set will go much faster. I haven't done this in a while. Here we go. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, step right foot to the right, hips forward, arms back. Turn your right foot out, left toes in, bend your right leg, sit down, lean back, and move your arms, elbow in front of the knee. Hover your fingertips between your big and second toe. Don't touch the floor, don't push any weight on the floor. Look up to the ceiling, touch your chin to your shoulder, push your left hip forward and down, push your right knee back with the help of your elbows, sit down more, chest up more now, turn, twist upper body back like spine twisting posture, lock your left leg, keep your left foot flat on the floor. Change, rotate your arms, straighten your right leg, right toes in, left toes out, two heels in line. In my other lifetime, I was an auctioneer. Inhale, bend your left leg, sit down, lean back, move your arms. Keep your left torso off of your left thigh. So you're using your obliques the whole time. Bend your left knee, lunge, sit down, push your knee back, look up, turn and twist. Lock your right leg, keep stretching. Keep your whole right foot flat on the floor. Change. Rotate your arms, straighten your left leg, left toes in, right foot back, arms up, and slowly with control, arms down. Standing, separate leg, head to knee, Dandayamana, Bikram, Paschimottanasana. Watch how my words start to slow down to mirror the fact that our bodies should also be slowing down. Inhale your arms over your head sideways, palms together, cross your thumbs. Exhale, step your right foot to the right, 3 to 4 feet. Pivot on your heels to one side of your mat. If you're on the long side of your mat, you'll face the back side. Turn your back toes in. Push your left hip forward 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Stretch up, tuck your chin to your chest, and go down. Chin to chest, abdomen in, round your spine, touch your exactly forehead and knee together. Front side compression, throat choked, eyes open, breathing normal. Stretch your fingertips beyond your big and second toe. You can bend your front leg if it helps you touch your knee and head close together, but never force your body, right? Eventually forehead and knee touch, but you're not forcing your back to round. Push your forehead into your knee. Lock both legs, hands together. Change, slowly uncurl, left hip forward, left shoulder forward, full stop at the top. Pivot on your heels to the other side of the room or the front of your mat. Uncross your heels. Turn your back toes in. Push your right hip forward. Stretch up. Tuck your chin to your chest and go down. So one of the things that I really like about this style of yoga is it's a little bit like a long piece of music that has different tempos. Chin to chest, touch your forehead and knee together. So whereas triangle pose can kind of go fast, this one we intentionally slow down. When we slow down our body, we also start to slow down our mind as we prepare for the floor series. Chin to chest, front side compression, throat choked, eyes open, stomach in, breathing normal. Push your forehead into your knee a couple times real quick. Lock both legs. Hands together first, don't skip that step. Change, slowly come up, coming up slowly with control, chin to chest, head up last. Good, pivot on your heels, step your right foot back, slowly arms down. Take a breath. Go again, arms overhead, sideways, palms together, cross your thumbs, other thumb on top. Step your right foot to the right, a generous step. Pivot on your heels, turn your back toes in. Push left hip forward, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Stretch up, tuck your chin to your chest, and slowly go down. So psychologically, we're slowing down, but we also go slow in this posture for a safety reason, which is rounding your spine is both a really great way to tone your core and also a really great way to herniate a disc if you have a bad back. So if you have a history of like slip discs or just an achy back today, make sure that you're taking the rounded spine posture slowly. And if they don't feel good, ease up. So for example, if this doesn't feel good to your back, you can flatten out your back a little bit. And maybe when you come back tomorrow, then you're gonna try and round your spine. So eventually forehead and knee touch, but again, you're never forcing your back to round. Push your forehead into your knee a couple times real quick. Lock both legs, hands together. Change, imagine you're dragging your forehead up your thigh, your chest. Biceps with ears, head up last. Good. Good, pivot on your heels. I'm gonna face you for the last one. Make sure your heels are in line, but not crisscross. Turn your back toes in, move your right hip forward, left shoulder back. Try to avoid doing this. Just think about push right hip forward 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, like one fluid motion. Stretch up, tuck your chin to your chest and go down. I sometimes like to tell the story of taking a class in Spain, and the teacher, I was like doing that, like moving my hips, and the teacher was like, Holly, esto no es una discoteca. And I've always remembered that. It's not a discotheque, right? We're moving the right and forward, chin to chest, touch your forehead and knee together, front side compression, throat choked, eyes open, breathing normal. If your hands are separated, start to walk them back together. One day thumbs crossed, one day hands together. Push your forehead into your knee, lock both legs, hands together. Change, slowly uncurl. Press your hips forward as you come up, head up last. Good, pivot on your heels, right foot back, slowly arms down. Come to the middle of your mat for the hip opening series, starting with tree pose Tadasana. Shift your weight to your left leg, lock your left leg, and lift your right leg up. Touch your heel to your costume, sole of foot flat to ceiling. Slowly, gently, let your right knee drop down and back into a half lotus shape. Never force your body. Right hand up to the center of your chest, and if you can balance, left hand. Elbows down, spine straight. Move your right hip a little forward so your hips are in line. Change, right leg down, shift your weight to your right leg, squeeze your right thigh tight, and lift your left leg up. Heel to costume. Let your left knee drop down and back, never force the body. Left hand up to the center of your chest, and if you can balance without your foot falling, right hand up, but if your foot falls like mine does, you're welcome to hold onto your foot the whole time, so you get a little bit more of a hip opener. On this side, move your left hip forward, left knee back and down, eventually 2 knees in line, but again, never forcing. Change, left leg down. You're welcome to do a second set of tree pose. You can also try another fun posture called toe stand Padangusthasana that really does like literally prepare us to go to the floor for the floor series. Pick a spot on the floor 4 feet in front of you, don't move your eyes. Lock your left leg, lift your right leg up. Anywhere above the knee is great, anywhere on the thigh. You can bring one or both hands together. Concentrate, meditate, and start to fold forward. Hands to floor first, lean forward, lift your heel, bend your knee, sit down. Walk your hands back to either sides of your hips, stretch your spine up. Point your right toes, move your right hip forward. Left hand up to the center of your chest. Right hand up, palms together, spine straight, come a half inch off your heel. When you're ready, hands back to floor. Push your hands into the floor to lift your hips up. Straighten your standing leg, heel down, and then press your hips forward to reverse out, just the way you went in. Beautiful. Change, right leg down, shift your weight to your right leg, lock your right leg, and lift your left leg up. Again, if your foot is prone to sliding down your knee, I encourage you to hold on to your foot on the way down. Otherwise, hands together and start to fold forward. So if you look to one unmoving spot on the floor, it can really help with your concentration, meditation, balance, and focus. Hands to floor, lean forward, bend your knee, sit down. Walk your hands back to either sides of your hips and stretch up. Left hand up to the center of your chest. Right hand up, palms together, spine straight, maybe come a half inch off your heel. When you're ready, hands to floor. You can come up on 2 feet, or again, you're gonna lift your hips up to straighten your standing leg, press the heel down, and then push your hips forward to reverse out. Sometimes you fall, sometimes you fly. Good, make it look cool. Change, honor yourself, give yourself high five, fist bump, turn around. Savasana, head to the front of your mat, feet to the back of your mat. We're on the floor for the rest of class. Okay, bring your heels together. Let your toes fall open. Arms down. Palms face the ceiling. Eyes open. Mouth closed. Breathing normal. Savasana is a gas station. Let it fill you up. Sometimes we talk about being in the present moment. I feel like that's like a hip thing right now, like stay in the present moment, as if that's like a destination, like a achievement to unlock. But the truth about the present moment is, oop, this is the present moment, and oop, now this is the present moment, and oop, now this is it, and that one just left, right? It's actually like so fleeting, like it's absurd, right? Like you cannot always be in the present moment. I think at least like if you have a decent number of brain cells in your body, right? If you're a sentient creature, there will be times that even just for your survival, enjoyment, etc., you will be thinking to the future, thinking to the past, planning for the future, reflecting on the past, right? Like it's not something that we can always be in the present moment. However, what's so great about yoga is it gives us an opportunity when we realize, hey, I'm like really anxious about the future, or like, wow, I am really fixated still on that thing that I said yesterday that was like, nobody even noticed, right? But like, oh, I'm still embarrassed by it. When we notice that we're becoming like inhibited by our worries or thoughts of the past or the future, thoughts of things that we can't control, we are given the opportunity to go into the present moment. So it's like a place that you can go that's like free from those worries and cares. It's not somewhere where you can stay all the time, right? Like for the sake of work, for the sake of our families, our friends, sometimes we have to think about the future or the past. But when you notice that that is getting in your way, yoga provides us this space where you can really just be here in your breath, in your body, breathing in and emptying out. It's absurdly simple, but it works. So if at any point in class you find that your mind is wandering and not like in a pleasant way, this is an invitation just to return. Return to your breath, return to your body. Take an inhale through your nose and an even slower exhale through your nose. And all of a sudden, life becomes just a little bit more manageable. Pavana when you're moving pose. Bend your right leg up, interlock your 10 fingers, grab your right shin just below the knee. Nice tight white knuckle grip. Pull your knee out to the right, down towards your shoulder. Completely avoid your rib cage. Keep your head on the floor. Look down the center line of your body, pull and breathe. Change. Right leg down, left leg up, pull your knee out and down. Keep your right leg on the floor. If your calf muscle doesn't naturally touch the floor, try flexing your right toes back towards your face. Change, left leg down, both legs lift up, grab your elbows, each other. Give yourself a big hug for coming to class today. Squeeze your knees together and down, keep your head on the floor without lifting your head. Tuck your chin in a little bit, look down the center line of your body and breathe. Eventually, or in the future, when the bone joint skeletal system has improved, the whole spine from coccyx to the neck will be flat on the floor. Good, change, arms down and eyes open. It is a yoga myth that yogis are like zen and calm all the time and that we're like worry-free, right? It's like the opposite. I'm like, I have to do this, right? Because I like have so many worries and anxieties. Like it's not a choice for me. I have to practice yoga, right? That's like a wonderful gift that you give yourself when you step on your mat. Yes, it's good for like stretching and strengthening and balancing, like of course. And also it's a really wonderful space where you can return to yourself, right? And like the core of who you are. Second set, bend your right leg up, interlock your 10 fingers, switch the grip, opposite thumb, pinky finger on top, pull your knee out to the right, down towards your shoulder. Notice if you're leaning way to the right, make a muscle with your left arm, try to keep your left shoulder down. Also notice if your left leg is way to the left or the right. You want your ankle, your hip, your elbow, and your shoulder all in line. Change, right leg down, left leg, lift up, pull your knee out and down, head on the floor, look down the center line of your body. So even your eyeballs get a little bit of a stretch. In a good yoga class, even the eyeballs are stretching. That's why even from like the beginning breathing exercise, you'll hear like, look way, way, way back without back bending, right? Stuff like that. Even the eyeballs are stretching in class. Change, left leg down, both legs lift up, grab your elbows each other, give yourself another hug for coming to class, maybe other thumb, other hand on top, thumbs with the index fingers, all 5 fingers together. Can you squeeze your knees together? Press your shins into your forearms to roll your hips into the floor, look down, squeeze, breathe. Release, arms down and eyes open. Next, we do a straight leg sit up. If you have any concerns about your back, skip the sit up. If you have a recently injured back, don't even think about doing the sit ups. Please roll off to the side. Otherwise, legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Good, elbows to floor, forehead to knees. Okay, turn, lie on your abdomen for the spine strengthening series, starting with Cobra, Bhujangasana, good for your lower lumbar spine. Place your hands flat on the floor just below your shoulders so your elbows point up to the ceiling. Zip up your legs like a cobra's tail, toes and heels touch. Lock your legs, look up and lift. Stretch your upper body off the floor. Beautiful. Use 100% spine strength. So nice, Rita. Come up halfway only, just your belly button on the floor. The rest of your chest is in the air. Elbows stay bent. They make an L, a 90-degree angle like a rectangle. Roll your shoulders back and down. Feel your spine muscles starting to strengthen here. Lock your legs, squeeze your butt. Push your feet down, hips down, hands down. Look up, chin up, chest up, stretch up, breathe up. Good, change slowly with control, lower down. Look to your right, left ear on your mat, arms down, palms face the ceiling, toes together, heels fall open. Kevin and Retta's dog is not impressed, but that's okay. We'll do second set anyways. Bring your chin forward, place your hands flat on the floor, just below your shoulders so your elbows point up to the ceiling. Zip up your legs, toes and heels touch. Lock your legs, look up and lift, stretch your upper body off the floor. So it's a really nice back bend. It's also a nice way to stretch and open your chest. Keep your neck lifting in line with the rest of your spine. So you're not dropping your head all the way down, but you're also not jamming it all the way back, right? You want a nice long arc from the side. Hug your arms in, drop your shoulders down, stretch your big toes to the back wall. Lock your legs, lift your chest and change. Slowly lower down, very nice. Look to your left, right ear on your mat, arms down. Heels open. Take a slow inhale through your nose and an easy exhale through your nose. Lucas, Shalabhasana. Bring your chin forward, arms straight position. Rotate your arms, palms face the floor. Bring your arms underneath you as best you can, stretching out the arms. One day pinky fingers touch, but hands never overlap. Lock your right leg. Right leg should be solid, concrete, one piece, lamppost unbroken. When you're ready, lift your right leg up to a 45-degree angle, half of 90. See the foot come directly over the top of your head. Press your shoulders down, lock your right leg, lift your thigh up, change right leg down, relax your right leg, lock your left leg, point your left toes, and lift your left leg up. Keep your ankle in line with your hips, so the leg's not going way out to one side, right? Hip and forearm in line, sole of foot flat to the ceiling, lift your heel, change, left leg down. Third part, tuck your chin and mouth down. Maybe bring your arms a little closer underneath you, spread your fingers wide. Mouth down, squeeze your butt, lock your legs, point your toes, roll forward, and lift both legs up, come up, everybody come up. You can do it, struggle a little harder, don't give up. Mouth down, shoulders down, squeeze your butt, lock your legs, point your toes, lift your thighs up. Good, change, slowly lower down, bring your arms out, look to the right, left ear on your mat, and take a nice slow breath. And then take another nice slow breath. Second set, bring your chin forward, arms straight position, rotate your shoulders so your palms face the floor. You can keep your arms out to the side or eventually bring your arms underneath you. This is an example of a movement in your body that might feel uncomfortable, and that's okay. But if having your arms under your body like hurts your elbows or your wrists, keep them out to the side. Lock your right leg, point your right toes, and lift your right leg up. It's also an example of like, sometimes we need to do a modification of a posture, but it doesn't mean that you have to forever, right? So if you're keeping your arms out to the side, every once in a while, see if you can bring your arms underneath you, lock your right leg, lift your heel up, change right leg down, relax your right leg, lock your left leg, point your left toes, and lift your left leg up. So if there's one thing that I know about our experience as humans, it's impermanence, right? Like what one time worked for you probably doesn't anymore, and what's working for you right now might not in the future. Yoga gives us an opportunity to stay in the present moment. Change, left leg down. Third part, tuck your chin and mouth down so your neck is long. You're not like tucking your chin all the way in, it's just mouth on your mat. Zip up your legs, lock your legs, point your toes, roll forward, lift both legs up. So you can press your hips into your forearms for leverage to roll forward. Shoulders down, mouth down, squeeze your butt, lock your legs, lift your thighs up. Good, change, slowly lower down. Bring your arms out, look to the left, right ear on your mat, take a breath. So we talk about coming into the present moment as a tool for easing like worries and cares, but it's also a safety measure in yoga. So especially in this sequence where so many of us have done this sequence so many times, it can be easy to just like assume like, I've always done this posture, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do it today. And when we're not really paying attention, that's when we get hurt because we don't realize like, ooh, you know what, my shoulder's a little tight this morning. So it's also, you know, this idea of being in the present moment, like, yes, it's nice for soothing your mind, but it's also a nice way to make sure that you're really listening to what your body is telling you. Because again, sometimes something that you've always been able to do all of a sudden just isn't working today. And conversely, sometimes we assume that I've never been able to do that posture. Why would today be any different? And that's when things get like kind of boring, right? Because every once in a while, you're going to surprise yourself if you give yourself the opportunity to be surprised. Purna full locust, arms out, but you have to give yourself the opportunity. Arms out to the side like airplane wings, feet together, toes, heels touch. Lock your legs, point your toes, look up, and lift. Arms, body, head, legs, everything lifts off the floor. Beautiful, like a 747 taking off. Just your hip bones on the floor, the rest of your body's in the air. Look up to the ceiling where your eyes go, body knows to follow. Keep your neck in line with the rest of your spine. See if you can lift your arms a little higher, thighs a little higher. Nice, thighs up, chin up, chest up. Look up, come up a little higher at the end. Good, change slowly with control, lower down, tuck in your wings. Look to the right, left ear on your mat, maybe whole left ear on your mat, maybe chin to shoulder. Take a breath. Second set, chin forward, arms out to the side, perpendicular to the body, feet together, toes, heels touch, squeeze your butt, lock your legs, point your toes, look up, and lift. This posture is so good for strengthening your back muscles. If you've never done this, you can always like actually put your hands on your back for a second and feel how much your back muscles are working. It's pretty cool. And then bring your arms back out to the side, all 5 fingers together, hands at a 45-degree angle, lock your legs, lift your thighs up, chin up, chest up, look up, come up a little higher at the end. Good, change, slowly lower down, tuck in your wings, look to the left, right ear on your mat. So in gyms, right, you have like leg day or arm day, but in yoga, every day is spine day, which makes a lot of sense to me, right? Of course, we're working the other parts of our body, but like, you know, in a good like workout, calisthenics, whatever you want to call it, of course you want to be paying attention to the muscles that surround your back, right? Those are what help you sit up nice and tall. Dhanurasana floor bow, chin forward, bend your legs, grab your feet from the outside, 2 inches below the toes, thumbs with your index fingers. So now we're connecting our hands and our feet for a deeper back bend. Point your toes, squeeze your tush, look up to the ceiling, and start to kick into your hands. Very nice. Continuously keep kicking without stopping, without intermission. Beautiful. It's the kick that drives the posture. Freeze between your ribs and your hips and hold still. Try not to rock back and forth. You are kicking in 2 directions. You're kicking up and you're kicking back. Point your toes, look up, kick, kick, kick. Good, change slowly with control, lower down. Look to your right, left ear on your mat, eyes open, mouth closed. Inhale and exhale. Second set, bring your chin forward, bend your legs, grab your feet 2 inches below the toes, thumbs with index fingers. Second set, see if you can get your wrists straight, knees and feet close together, face relaxed, point your toes, look up to the ceiling, and kick into your hands. So in poker, the face is a good tell, and in yoga, the face is a good tell. If you were in a lot of pain in your face, I'm gonna guess that you're in a lot of pain in your body, and that's probably not a good place to be, right? So if you're cringing or holding your breath through a posture, might have gone too far. Point your toes, squeeze your tush, look up to the ceiling. The harder you kick, you can balance forever. Kick and kick and kick. Good, change, slowly lower down. Look to your left and take a breath. Bring your chin forward, put your hands on the floor, push up, come to the top of your mat, fixed firm, Supta Vajrasana. I'm going to show you from the side. Starting tabletop, open your knees, open your feet, and as you're ready, slowly walk your hands back. You can keep your hands in front of you, beside you, or behind you the whole time until eventually you can sit between your heels. If you can sit between your heels and you're not in pain, put your hands on your feet, right elbow down, left elbow down, drop your head back, head to floor, tuck your chin in, neck, shoulders on the floor, arms over your head, grab your elbows each other and hold. Wherever you are is just perfect. You want a gentle stretch through your toes, ankles, knees, thighs, and hips, but never a point of pain. Change, put your hands on your feet, push yourself up, head up last, very nice. Turn around, Savasana, head to the front of your mat, feet to the back of your mat. Letting everything stretch out where you're lying. And, you know, lying on the stomach and looking left and right is good for digestion and it's good for like neck and shoulder health, but sometimes it's a little uncomfortable, right? So after lying on our stomach for a while, it should feel nice to lie on our back. Also, all the postures we just did were back bends. So if you're doing the sit-ups, this next sit-up should feel really good, right? You're gonna round your spine. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Round your spine, elbows to floor, forehead to knees. Okay, turn, come to the top of your mat, second set, fixed firm, open your knees, open your feet. You can stay here the whole time and pretend that you're on the cover of Sports Illustrated Swimsuit Magazine, or when you're ready, start to walk your hands back and eventually sink your hips down. I love that joke. If you can sit between your heels, maybe it's not appropriate anymore, put your hands on your feet, right elbow down, left elbow down, drop your head back, head to the floor, tuck your chin in, neck, shoulders on the floor, arms over your head. Grab your elbows, each other, and hold. If this is all easy, walk your shoulders back closer to your hips to lift your chest higher. And if that's easy, bring your knees back together, but knees never come off the floor. Change, put your hands on your feet, press yourself up, head up last, turn around, efficiently, Savasana. Hurry up or take your time. The choice is yours, but don't be late. Take an inhale through your nose. And then exhale through your nose. Legs together, arms over your head, flex your feet, squeeze your seat, sit up. Round your spine, elbows to floor, forehead to knees. Okay, turn, come to the back of your mat, half tortoise, Ardha Karmasana. Sit knees, feet together, hips on your heels. So now you're really stretching out the lower body, arms over your head, sideways, palms together, cross your thumbs, working on shoulder mobility, stretch up and go down with a flat back, straight spine, working on core strength. Forehead to floor, little fingers to floor. Keep your arms active here. Tilt your pinky fingers down. Keep your elbows and wrists lifted. Reach your arms forward. Sink your hips down, stretching out your back. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Good, change, come on up. Very nice, arms down, turn around, Savasana, head to the front of your mat, feet to the back of your mat, letting everything stretch out and realign. If the sit-ups ever start to bother your back, skip the sit-ups. If in class you feel okay, but after class your back hurts, also skip the sit-ups next class. Those are always the first thing that you want to take a break from if your back is hurting. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Or roll off to the side. Come to the back of your mat, second set, half tortoise, knees, feet together, hips on your heels, arms over your head, palms together, cross your thumbs, big stretch up and go down. How long can you look forward? Chin away from your chest. Can you touch your forehead to the floor first? And then your little fingers. Reach your arms forward, sink your hips down, re-energize, reorganize, revitalize, stretch. Good, change, slowly come up, very nice, arms down, turn around, Savasana. Take a breath, notice where your mind is. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Wonderful, come to the top of your mat, Camel Ustrasana, our deepest back bend. Stand on your knees, 6 inches between your knees and your feet. Put your hands on your lower back, thumbs outside, fingers down to the floor. You're already opening through the front of your body. From here, as you're ready, look up, lift your nose, lift your chin. One day, drop your head back. Option to stay here or start to go back halfway, freeze in the middle. Option to stay here, or when you're ready, right hand down, grab your right heel, left hand down, grab your left heel, thumbs outside, fingers inside, full palm grip on your heels. Press your thighs forward, lift your chest up, drop your head back, look for your toes behind you. Good, change, put your hands on your back, press yourself up, head up last, very nice, turn around. Savasana, head to the front of your mat, feet to the back of your mat. I sometimes think that being like a regular yoga practitioner is like being in a long-term relationship, but it's a long-term relationship with yourself. And that like self-realization is through the yoga postures, right? And some days, right, it's not that exciting. It's kind of boring. Some days it doesn't feel that great, but you're committed to the commitment, right? And you keep coming back because other days it is deeply profound and moving. And that's my wish for you, is that as long as you continue to practice, I'm not saying every day there's going to be a breakthrough and, you know, right? But that you're continuing to practice, one, because it helps you do the other things you like in life. You enjoy the practice, but 2, because every once in a while, even after all these years, something blows your mind, right? And that's like the most beautiful, I think, like part of a yoga long-term practice, is that even after a long time, every once in a while, there's that breakthrough, that aha moment, that moment of like samadhi, bliss. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Good, come to the top of your mat, second set. You can open your knees a little wider, 8 to 10 inches between your knees. Still keep 6 inches between your feet. Put your hands on your lower back. Maybe bring elbows close together behind you. One day elbows touch. Press your hips forward, keep your eyes open. One day head goes back. One day go back halfway. Eventually or in the future, grab your heels. Hips forward, chest up, head back, be still and breathe. Good, change. Put your hands on your back, press yourself up, head up last, very nice. Turn around, Savasana, letting everything stretch out and realign. So that was a deep back bend, deep extension to the front of the body. So now we're gonna round our spine, start to squeeze into the front of the body. Rabbit, Sasangasana, legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Good. Come to the middle of your mat, Rabbit Sasangasana, knees, feet together, hips on your heels, make L's with your hands like little bunny ears. Grab your heels from the outside, thumbs outside, fingers inside, full palm grip on your heels. Stretch up, tuck your chin to your chest, and slowly with control go down. Take your time. Forehead to knees, automatically top of head to floor. This might be enough. You're welcome to keep your hips on your heels, or when you're ready, pull on your heels, don't lose the grip, and lift your hips up. If there's a gap between your knees and head, you can walk your knees up one by one, but head stays in place. Squeeze your heels together, press your hips forward, lift your shoulders up, suck your stomach in, round your spine. Good, change, hips down, slowly uncurl. Vertebra by vertebra, disc by disc, head up last, very nice. Turn around, Savasana, head to the front of your mat, feet to the back of your mat, let everything stretch out. Take a breath. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Keep your heels on the floor. Good, second set, Rabbit, let's hop to it. Knees, feet together, hips on your heels, grab your heels from the outside, lengthen first, stretch up, tuck your chin to your chest and go down. Try to go slowly so that 1, you can enjoy it, but 2, you can feel each part of your back moving. Forehead to knees, top of head to floor, pull on your heels, don't lose the grip, lift your hips up, squeeze your heels together, press your hips forward, lift your shoulders up, tuck your stomach in, round your spine. Good, change, hips down, slowly uncurl so your head comes up last. Turn around, Savasana. I just had one of those universal experiences in yoga that we don't talk about enough, but I think everybody's been there, where like your shirt collar is a little high and your chin is tucked to your chest, and then like your t-shirt is like in your mouth or in your nose, and it's like very uncomfortable. Anyways, that just happened to me. I feel like that's a shared experience that we don't often talk about, but I think it's funny every time it happens. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Good. Especially when I get like a new shirt and as I'm going into head to knee, I'm like, oh, this is one of those. And it's like this. Okay. Right leg out, left leg in, 2 legs, make an L. Inhale your arms over your head, big stretch up. Exhale, turn to your right, tuck your chin to your chest, put your forehead on your knee. Interlock your 10 fingers up to the webbing, under the ball of your foot, flex your toes back, bend your elbows down, suck your stomach in. Left elbow down, left shoulder down, roll into the left. Good, change, arms up, left leg out, right leg in, stretch up tall. Turn to your left, tuck your chin to your chest, put your forehead on your knee. So you can bend your left leg as much as you want, touch your knee and head together. Slowly over time, you're gonna slide your heel forward, eventually leg straight, eventually leg lock, eventually elbows to floor. Change, arms up, both legs out in front of you. If you're skipping sit up, stay here, stretch up. Otherwise, lay down, keep your heels on the floor, sit up, arms with your ears. Wonderful. Paschimottanasana, stretching. Bend your knees, hook on your big toes with peace sign fingers. Thumbs on top. Scoot your butt back. Right, left. Right, left. 10 to 15 times. Knees can stay bent if it helps you keep a flat back. Eventually, legs are straight or even locked. Stick your butt out a little bit, puff your chest up a lot, and everybody start to fold forward with a flat back, straight spine. Rather than rounding your back, think about arching your back. Rather than squeezing your abdomen, think about stretching your abdomen. Pull and stretch. Good, change, come on up, turn around, Savasana. Take a breath. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Okay, second set, head to knee, right leg out, left leg in, two legs, make an L as in legs. Inhale your arms over your head, big stretch up. Exhale, turn to your right, tuck your chin to your chest, put your forehead on your knee, interlock your fingers up to the webbing, flex your toes back, bend your elbows down. Notice if you're rolling to the right, left sit bone down, left knee down, left shoulder down, roll into the left. Change, arms up, left leg out, right leg all the way in. Make sure that your thigh is not on top of your foot. You want the inner right foot, the sole of the right foot pushing into inner left thigh bicep. Arms overhead, big stretch up. Turn to your left, tuck your chin to your chest. Put your forehead on your knee, especially if in standing head to knee, you're working on touching your head to your knee. Here is your practice. Feel what it feels like to have your leg locked, forehead on the knee, smiling at your belly button, right elbow down, right shoulder down. Change, arms up, both legs out in front of you. Option to stay lifted or lay down and sit up. Paschimottanasana stretching. So again, you can start with knees bent, hook onto your big toes with peace sign fingers, thumbs on top, scoot your butt back, right, left, 10 to 15 times. Can also help to like pull your butts out from under you. Spiral your inner thighs down, flex your pinky toes back. If your legs are straight, lock your legs. Try to get the backs of the knees on your floor. Lock your arms, puff up your chest, and fold. Imagine you're trying to hook your rib cage over your knees, stomach to thighs, pull, chest to knees, stretch, one day toes and head touch. Good, change, come on up, turn around, Shavasana. Last posture of the day is a spine twist, meant to reset your back after all of your hard work. It should feel really good. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up, arms over your ears. All right, all right, all right. Come to the middle of your mat, Ardha Matsyendrasana. Bend your left leg on the floor. Touch your right heel to your left knee corner. Right arm close behind you. Left arm up and over. Draw a circle with your left arm. Grab your left knee with your left hand. Hand, heel, and knee touch. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, pull abdomen in. Look over, right shoulder twist. You can keep your right hand behind you for balance. You can also reach behind you. Catch your left thigh with your right hand for a half bind. Keep your right foot on the floor. Left knee on the floor. Point your left toes, roll a little to the left. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, look back, twist and twist and twist. Good, change, unwind, swap out your legs, bend your right leg on the floor. You can also have your right leg long in front of you, left heel to right knee, left arm close behind you, fingers tinted, thumbs pointing towards you. Right arm up and over, draw a circle, push, elbow into knee, grab right knee with right hand, look down, and if you are sitting on your right foot, slide it out of the way, roll to the left. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, look over, left shoulder twist. You can keep your hand behind you for balance. You can also reach behind you, grab your right thigh with the half bind. Keep your spine straight and your chest proud, abdomen in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, look over, left shoulder twist, twist, twist. Good, change, unwind, turn around, Savasana. Take a breath. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Okay, come to the middle of your mat, final breathing, sit knees, feet together, hips on your heels, hands on your thighs. If it hurts to sit on your feet, don't do it. Sit on your butt, crisscross applesauce. But if you haven't tried sitting on your feet in a while, give yourself a chance. Lick your lips, swallow a couple times, concentrate, meditate. Don't forget to have fun. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you exhale through your mouth, pull your abdomen in. When the stomach relaxes, the lungs automatically take in air. The exhale is forceful, it's audible. The inhale is subtle, passive. You barely notice it's happening. Notice if the shoulders are moving a lot. Try to keep the spine nice and long, so it's just the abdomen pulling in, the rest of the body stays still. All 5 fingers together, pointing forward, sit up, shoulders down, and begin. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good for you. Honor yourself. Give yourself a hug. High five. Pat on the back. Turn around. Relax. Final Savasana. Close your eyes. Open your arms and legs. Take up as much or as little space as feels right to you. Notice where the mind has wandered off to. And if you have the chance, give your brain a break one last time. Not to think about what comes next, or even to process what just happened, but just to truly be here in this breath, in this holy, unique, and sacred moment in time. Breathing in through your nose, out through your nose. You are so very alive.